Okay, let's start with a joke before we dive into our checklist, all right? Well, first of all, this is the schoolwork for our class for Tuesday, March 24th, all right? Now, before we dive in, I've got a joke for you. Why did the bicycle fall down? Because it was too tired. Get it? Because it has two tires on the bike. And if you have two tires and you don't have a kickstand, the bike's going to fall over. And if you're too tired and you're sleepy, then you're going to fall over too. So why did the bike fall down? Because it was too tired. Hopefully you thought that was funny. I thought it was a good one. Okay, the first thing on our list is this math. And today for math, I want to teach you about something called, I want to teach you a little bit more about some special math words, okay? On today's math, it's going to have the hour hand for you. All you have to do is draw the minute hand. But to draw the minute hand, you're going to need to know some special words. You're going to need to know how to do things like 15 minutes after, or quarter past, or 30 minutes after, or half past. You're going to need to know some tricky things like that. So let's talk about some of these words. When it says, well, first of all, here's our clock. I'm just going to draw that circle right there. There's our clock. If I split my clock in half, it would look like that. So if the hour hand started at the, if the minute hand, excuse me, started at the top and went halfway to the next hour, it would be on the 6. Like this. If I made half a circle, it would stop at the 6. Because if I made a full circle, it would be back to the 12. I started at 9. This would be one circle or 1 hour, and this would be half of a circle or half of 1 hour. When you hear someone say half hour, it means half of 1 hour, which is 30 minutes. If you hear someone say half past, it means halfway past the hour. Here's 9 o'clock. Half past 9 would be halfway through the 9 o'clock hour, which is 9:30. If you hear someone say half past 11, that means not 11 o'clock, but halfway to the next o'clock, which would be 11:30. Half past means you've made half of a circle. You've gone halfway to the next hour. You're halfway into the hour. It's half past. So, like one of these questions says, half past 7. That means you're going to be, you would think in your mind 7 o'clock, and then halfway to the next one. We're at 7 o'clock. If we're halfway to the next one, we would be 7:30. We're halfway into the 7 o'clock hour, and halfway between 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock would be 7:30. Okay, another one of the words that you will hear is quarter. Remember when we were learning about quarters for money? How many quarters are in a dollar? That's right, 4 quarters make a dollar. That's because the word quarter means 1/4, 1 out of 4 pieces. If I wanted to draw a box and split it into quarters, I would just split it into 4 pieces like that. If I colored in one of them, that would be 1/4 or 1/4. Some of you like to watch football or basketball or other sports that have quarters. That means they split the game up into 4 pieces, and they call each piece a quarter. Quarter means 1/4. So when we're talking about a clock, if I split a clock up into 4 even pieces, I would do this. There's 4 even pieces. So if you go from the top of the clock that far, it's called quarter. Quarter past the hour. We use the words quarter when we're talking about quarter past. How far past the top have we gone? By the way, past is another preposition like we've been talking about for writing. So how far past, quarter past, or if we're getting close to the top, we say this quarter of the clock would be quarter till. How long until the next hour? Until is another preposition, by the way. So this would be quarter past, this would be quarter till. Let me show you on a real clock now. Let's go back to 7 o'clock. So quarter past 7 would be, it has been 7 o'clock. How far past? 1/4 of the clock passed. Remember, we split the clock up into 4 pieces. 1/4 of it is whoop, that much. 1/4 of a circle. 1/4 of a circle. Because, let me borrow one of these little clocks here. Let me flip it over to a clock we don't need. And this clock on the back, if I'm going to just draw a circle around it. Okay. Split this circle into quarters. If I color in this 1/4 of the circle, I've colored in 1/4 of the circle. And that's why when the hand goes from the clock to the 3, it's gone 1/4 of a circle. We call it quarter past the hour. So this is 7 o'clock. Quarter past 7 means we've gone 1/4 of a circle past the 7 o'clock. Whenever the long hand is on the 3, the minute hand is on the 3, we call that quarter after or quarter past. Means the same thing. Quarter past, quarter after. Long hand on the 3 means quarter past or quarter after. Now, there's one more quarter that we need to know, which is quarter till. And I don't even think it's on our worksheet, but it's good to know. If it was quarter until 7, that means we haven't got to 7 o'clock yet. It's not at 7 o'clock yet. How long until we get to 7 o'clock? There's 1/4 of an hour till 7 o'clock. And so when there's 1/4 of a circle left, 1/4 of an hour left, they say quarter till. It's not quite 7 o'clock, it's quarter of a circle, then it will be 7 o'clock. So they say quarter to 7 or quarter till 7. I'm just going to check your worksheet and see if there are even any of those on. Nope. Okay. So our worksheet does have things like minutes after. Here's 7 o'clock. What if it said it's 20 minutes after 7? That means you would go to 7 o'clock and then do 20 minutes later. 20 minutes after would be 5, 10, 15, 20, like that. Let me show you the worksheet. First problem, on all of these, the hour hand is already drawn for you. You just have to draw in the minute hand. First problem says 15 minutes after 1. You need to use your reading skills for this math page. 15 minutes after 1. So it was 1 o'clock, and we went 15 minutes after that. You could count 15 little marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. But it would be easier if you learned to count by 5s because you know that each section has 5 marks. 5, 10, 15. Either way, I end up at this long mark right there by the 3. That's how many minutes past 1 o'clock we are. So I would draw a long hand pointing to that. After you've drawn the long hand, you need to write the time. 15 minutes after 1 is 1:15. Now, I wonder if I should write with my marker so it shows up on the video better. The next direction says 9:30. That means we're into the 9 o'clock hour. Where is the long hand going to be? If it was at 9 o'clock, it would be on the 12. If it's halfway to the next hour, remember what did I say? It's halfway around, it's going to be on the 6. So draw your longhand pointing down to the 6. And then you know that if it's 9:30, it's 9:30. Next one says 5:15. It has the shorthand for you. You just have to write the long hand. 5:15. So 5:15, remember, is a quarter of a circle, which means the long hand's on the 3. Every time it says 5:15, the long hand's on the 3. It's a quarter of a circle past the o'clock. So 5:15 looks like this. Now you've just got to write in the numbers. It's 5. Remember the little hands between the 5 and 6. You go backwards to the last o'clock or the smaller number, 5. And then how many minutes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 5:15. Remember, if the question says half past, you're going to put the long hand down to the 6. If the question says quarter past, you're going to put the long hand over to the 3. Every time, if it says half past, draw down to the 6. If it says quarter past, draw over to the 3, okay? I think you're ready to give this a try. And if you have any questions, ask your parents, or if they have questions, they can ask me. But I think you're ready to try it. It's page 375. Of course, yours will not be colored, but looks like this. I don't think there's anything else I need to tell you, so give it a try. Have your parents help you. Remember, you've got to draw in the long, you've got to read what it says, then draw in the longhand and write the time in the box. Make sure your parents check you off to make sure you're doing it right and help you if they need to. Okay, pause the video now while you go to your math. This is my face of a blowfish. The little fishies that swim around and they blow up like a balloon and they're all spiky. Kind of like a blowfish, huh? You should be back from doing your math now because you paused the video, go do your math, then come back and listen to the rest. Okay, next thing is to trace the spelling words. Before you trace them, just a quick reminder. When the word has a short vowel sound like the word cut, if we want this vowel sound to stay short, there has to be 2 letters between it and another vowel, like the I in ing or the ed in ed. So if you want to have 2 letters between the ending so that you don't change the sound and you don't want to, you have to make sure that you write another letter if you need to. So the word cutting, for example, has 2 T's. The word running, 2 N's. What else is on our spelling test? Pinned. The word pinned, 2 N's, okay? You want to double up each of those to keep the vowel sound as a short vowel sound. That's the big thing, the big deal off of this spelling test. Double up those middle letters if you want a short vowel sound, which all of them are on this week's test. Pause the video and go write your spelling words. Okay. You should be back from writing your spelling words now. Now you can play a game, and if you have a brother or sister or mom or dad that's able to play with you, it makes it more fun, but you also can do it by yourself. This is a game to practice writing, and remember we were writing prepositions? So you could write a preposition as a word that tells you when or where. Here's the game. You take an object like a pencil and you hide it. I'm going to hide mine, let's say, under the clock. Then you write a sentence. It is under the clock. Make sure you put your period and underline the preposition, under the clock. And you're done. If you want, you could say, the blue pen is hiding under the clock. But this also is just fine. Now you might decide to even play hide and seek. You could have your brother go hide in the closet, or he could go hide wherever. You could say, he is in the closet, and then underline the word in. This is just a fun way to practice prepositions, and do this 4 or 5 different times. Hide something yourself, or if you have someone there with you, they can hide something for you, or even play hide and seek with you. And then after each round, write a sentence about where you hit it. And I didn't provide a writing paper for you. You can use a piece of scratch paper, or find a place on one of these papers to write your sentences, and just do little preposition practice of hiding things, or having a person hide, then writing where they are. And remember, a preposition is a word that tells you where. Okay, pause this video and go do the writing game. The next thing after the writing game is recess. So pause this video and do the writing game, then do some recess, then come back. I'll tell you what's next. Pause it while I eat my cough drop. You pause the video. Okay, you should be done with that now. You should be done with your recess and your fun writing game to practice prepositions. You're coming back now to do, on the checklist it says reading skill number 1. I want to talk to you about something called a closed syllable. When we were doing a word like hi, this is the opposite of a closed syllable. There's nothing to close in the vowel, so it's like an open door. It's open. When there's an open syllable, the vowel says its name. Hi, so, words with Y also, my, ho, 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 like Santa Claus says. Yeah, those are just a few examples of that. But today we're talking about the opposite of that, a closed syllable. Pin, run. Same thing goes if the word is longer. Pinned. There's 2 N's. This is closed, and this is closed. Pinned. The words today are, well, the story is called Muffin the Puffin. I think that's what it's called, something like that. Oh, muffins for puffins. So muffin, if we split it right here and say mewfin, that doesn't make any sense. Plus, there aren't words that start with 2 F's or sounds that start with 2 F's. So we automatically know we're going to split it right in the middle. Here's the rule. If a word has vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel. Remember, a consonant is any letter that's not a vowel. If it has vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel, first try splitting it in between the 2 consonants and see if it works. Muffin. If it doesn't work, you can try something else, but most of the time, when you have a vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel word, you split it right in the middle. And when you split it right in the middle, we call it a closed syllable, because this part does not end in a vowel, so the vowel at the front is going to say its short sound, not its long sound. Here are some examples. Here are some examples that are from your story. Let's see. Better, butter, fluffy, muffins, 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 better, better, butter, butter, fluffy, fluffy. So again, when we have a vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel, we try splitting it in the middle and see if we can make it work. Some more words you'll see in the story are puffin, rabbit, sorry, summer, sunny, tennis, yummy. Let's just do one more together. Let's talk about yummy. So remember, we split it right here. Yum, my. Wait a minute. My, yum, my? That doesn't sound right. Oh, it's yummy. Remember, a two-syllable word or longer word that ends in a Y, then the Y says E. So it says E right here. Yummy. Okay. Again, this is kind of long story, but you can do it. Stick with it. And after you finish that, do the sight word list. And after the sight word list, just do your reading practice. You need to do 30 minutes, which can include this and whatever else you would like to read, but 30 minutes of reading time. After your reading time, it's PE. Make sure you get some exercise in. Then go on to Padlet and tell us one interesting thing that you read, that you enjoyed reading. Then our lift time today is to watch a National Geographic video with your parents' permission. And then just have a fun day and be kind. Hey, I do miss you guys. I hope you're having a good time, and hopefully we can be back together at school soon. Thanks.